Nick Mo State House. What district is that?
That's West Anchorage District
West
16.
Anchorage. All right, cool. What makes you want to run?
We need a change in Juneau. I think the politicians in Juneau are out of touch, and we need,
That's why we started this podcast.
No way!
100%.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, 30
That's
days
awesome.
ago when they had the election.
Yeah.
70% of Anchorage didn't show up.
Mm-hmm.
And that my Gen Z guys I'm starting to teach business to. They were like, man, what's up? Like, nobody votes, nobody cares. And I asked them, well, can you name a politician that's running? We were like, nope, can't. Maybe Nick Begich or some big name, but then you got that hate with it, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we were talking about how like there's like all these state positions like yourself. There's like 19 of you guys running unopposed.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
And
that's sad to me.
And that was kind of the situation. The candidate in my race, it's an open house seat. The person wasn't running again. And I didn't know the person who filed very well, and I had a chance to meet her. And I think West Anchorage deserves a little competition, little like choice for
what you
who
gonna bring?
Represents there. I'm going to bring the energy. I also bring kind of the knowledge of Juneau because
Okay.
I've been doing community activism and advocacy.
Okay, awesome.
And I bring just kind of a connection to the neighborhood that's unique because I'm a third generation Alaskan. My grandfather built a lot of the houses.
Me too.
In there, nice.
Yes, sir. 574 all the way.
Yeah. And so that's where, that's kind of where I'm at, and that's where I'm building support, and I'm feeling really good about it.
So we do our research a little bit.
Yeah.
You mind if I throw you some hardball questions to see what you feel about it or
absolutely.
understand? Because we're not experts, we don't know, right?
Yeah.
But the one thing we seen in the Senate this last couple months was the state carbon capturing plant, right? I'm sure you heard of it. No public hearing, no nothing. So we decided to go deep dive into research, right? You find the good, the bad. The bad outweighs the good, in my opinion.
Yeah.
It, to me, is a hidden state tax. A carbon credit is only a state tax. In every state that I've seen, the data, that's where I lead. How do you feel about that? Do you feel it's a state tax? Do you think it's better for oil and it's going to bring revenue in for the state, which is more important than us not having to pay taxes?
I think it's a little bit of both. I think overall there are parts of that bill that are a little concerning to me, like the ability to write off the development costs, and I think it'll be a boom for the industry. I think if other states are doing it, Alaska should get in the game somehow, but it should be managed well. Like our Constitution is really unique. In Alaska, it says that resources need to be used for the maximum benefit of the people.
I don't feel like that's anywhere close.
And we're not even close. So that's where I'm just trying to bring balance. I'd like to get a better deal for natural resources in
How do you
Alaska.
feel about oil up here and natural gas?
Oh, I mean,
Drill, baby, drill.
No, I mean, we have to have a healthy industry, but we also need to have a healthy state. And right now, some folks in the industry are making billions of dollars record profits while we can barely keep the lights on here. So I think we should have a little more balance.
Do you think that has to do with them always trying to go 120, 130? I mean, we went over the longest session we've had this year, right?
Yeah.
If I have that correct.
And that gets to me
to me,
one
that's
of
like
my
they're just
favorite
trying
points.
to get overtime.
No, lawmakers and politicians in Juneau should follow their own laws. Stop. That means 90-day session. That means a statutory PFD, a full PFD. And if you don't like the law, you should change the law. And that's where the public process keeps getting watered down, and our voices get watered down. If our folks in Juneau aren't even following their own laws, like where does that put citizens?
Yeah.
And so there's a lot of examples of that. There's a program called the school bond debt reimbursement, where the state government is supposed to help school districts with their bond debt.
Okay, yeah.
And they haven't been funding that program. If they did, that would help reduce our property taxes. It would help our schools.
Because every time we vote for that in Anchorage, our property taxes go up. Every time we pass a bond or proposition, property taxes go up.
And it depends. Sometimes some of that bond debt's retired, and so it equals out. But the state is supposed to help a little bit with that process too, and they haven't. And so I'm for just in general
bringing more stuff back for Anchorage from the state.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I think
I can appreciate that because I think the Valley's kicking our ass right now in that department.
Yeah. So I'm an independent candidate running against a Democrat, and I'm proud to have support from all sides, all political spectrums.
Yep.
And
we're not Republican or Democrat.
Yeah.
We're just right versus wrong.
But I think if you look at Alaska and like the decline we've been on, it's going to require all hands on deck, like a broad coalition of people to come together to solve our challenges. So that's where I'm trying to put myself.
What do you think about the future of our future generations? Do you think there's any chance for us to make a change fast enough to keep the Generation Z in?
There is. Yeah, we have to demand that our voices are heard. right now it's special interests that are spending millions of dollars on lobbyists and in the political
I
process
think
who are
ranked choice voting.
who are dominating the conversation. So that I will stand up to the special interests and represent the Alaskans who don't have a lobbyist. That's what
Yep,
I'm trying to do.
Ranked choice voting.
Yeah, I mean, ranked choice voting doesn't matter in my district as much since there's just two candidates. Overall, I think it's good that you don't have to vote for the lesser of two evils, if you will. So I think it gives Alaskans more of a choice.
I'm gonna throw you another one,
Mhm.
right? So the state got ranked choice passing under the assumption it was a cheaper way and a faster and more safer way to vote.
Mhm.
Okay, they spent 325 times more last election for ranked choice voting than we spent in the last 10 years. All right, I got that information directly from the state. Okay, everybody telling me I'm a lie, so either I'm lying or the state sent me fraudulent
Yeah.
documents. Okay, but to me, that means the state lied to us about how cheap it was.
Yep.
Why is it 320 times more expensive every cycle we have ranked choice
Yeah,
voting?
I think you gotta. It's like you're counting votes like twice or sometimes more than twice. So I can see where that cost is. I haven't looked at the numbers, so I'd like to see that. Career, like I've fought for kids. I fought for youth. Like I ran for mayor of Anchorage when I was 19 years old to bring more
I
political
remember that.
involvement.
See, that's why your name
back in
sounds
the day.
familiar. Yeah,
So that
okay.
I mean, it was back in the day, but I mean, I just really want to lift up the voices of the next generation of Alaskans, and that's one of the things that I kind of bring with me as a value
Yep,
to Juneau.
awesome. I mean, that's the same reason I'm doing this, trying to
Yeah,
get Gen
no,
Z
I appreciate-
involved
yeah,
and get them out
appreciate
here.
y'all out there.
17 to 28, I feel is the most underrepresented voting, demographic
Oh,
that we have.
100%.
And if you look back in history, our founding fathers' average age was 24 years old when we founded the United States. So
Yeah.
to me, that's our generation's hope right here. Your hope, our hope, right,
Yeah,
is in
yeah.
our generation. If we don't fight for it, we're never going to make a change.
Exactly.
So, hey, I appreciate everything
Yeah,
you're doing,
man.
man.
Yeah,